All right, we'll start our training session today. Because last week we talked about the buying process, but the presentation was too theoretical. I want our training session to be more practical, which can help our client when they are actually selling a property. So today I'm gonna use some actual selling process as examples to explain when you are selling a property to a client, what information you should know beforehand, so you can understand the buying process, and when client is asking questions about the process, you are well prepared. So by the end of this session, you should be able to understanding the buying process for 3 types of new properties. We mainly sell new properties: apartment, townhouse, and house and land. They are a bit different. Buying an apartment or townhouse is easy. The process of purchasing those 2 types of properties are basically the same. But house and land packages, the selling process is a bit more complicated. So today, I think we will focus on the house and land package, the buying process of the 3rd type. So there are a few. Oh, what's happening? Why it's jumped? So when we have a client who wants to buy a house and land packages, we summarize into 12 stages. So you will know from the very beginning to the very end of our service. So the starting point of selling a house land package will be select, and then inspect the area, and then submit an EOI, and then choose the specs of your house, and then signing contract, pay deposit, and then goes to valuation done by the bank, by the lender, and then land valuation done, you got the finance approval. Oh, sorry, that's not valuation, that's a variation. So variation is when the contract signed and you want to change anything. And then land valuation and finance approval, and then goes to land settlement. After the land settlement, start the construction. During the construction period, you will need a building approval, and then construction commence. And then when complete, we hand over the house to a client. So there are 4 main stages: initial client engagement, and then signing contract, and then before the land settlement and construction period. We will talk about each stage in details, but remember there are 12 steps that we should be familiar with. So when you are selling a house land package, you know the whole process. So the first one will be land and builder selection. When the client come to us, they will tell us our budget, and they want us to recommend a property within their budget. The first thing we want to investigate which suburbs they like. So we will research on the locations, we will research on the estates, and we will help our client to select a lot, secure a lot. After you secure a lot, we help our client to choose a builder to build a house according to their preference. But most of the case, house and land will be composed as a package to recommend to the client. So first step, finding the need from a client. Do we have any questions regarding step 1? No questions? Yeah, I think the step 1 is easy to understand. Like, find the right product for our client. And then the next step is inspections. If the clients are local clients, they would like to inspect the land they are buying. We usually take them to the suburbs, driving around the area, see if there's any shopping mall, any train station, bus station, any hospital, or any schools around. They would like to inspect the area, see if it's fit their living needs or investment needs. If they're an investor, they would care about what are the growth factors. Like, is there any job opportunities to attract more people to moving, or there's any big infrastructure or amenities? If they're owner-occupier, they would care about public transportation or schools for their kids. So those are the factors we want to take our client to inspect. But if they're overseas investors, some of overseas investors, they would only care about the numbers. So we can skip step 2. As long as we help them to calculate the rental yield, if they're happy, they would invest. Except, other than inspect the land, some local clients, they would like to inspect the house quality they're gonna build. So we can take them to display homes or the homes the builder gonna complete soon. By taking them to the display home, they can have a feeling of what their house gonna be look like. Because we're selling house land package, so the house is only sitting on the plan at the moment. But some clients, they wanna feel and see in real world, so we can take them to display homes. After step 2, step 3 is expression of interest, which is EOI. Once we present the package to the client, and client organize the inspection, and they will say if they want to proceed, or they will say, nah, I don't like this suburb. And then we need to go back to step 1 to help them to select a new package, new house land package. But if clients say, okay, I'm happy after the inspection, I would like to purchase this house land package, then the first step will be submit an EOI. Here there's a note, before submitting an EOI, make sure you've done some inspections. Well, this statement is not 100% true. For investors, sometimes they don't have to organize an inspection. So what an EOI means? EOI typically is a non-binding offer. We'll explain this from last training session. The practical knowledge in this chapter, submitting EOI, is we need to collect client's information. That will include client's name. I will show an actual EOI form so you can understand better. So this is an actual EOI form. We need to help our client to fill in and then submit it to the developer. This is a land estate in Rochdale. So if client has selected a lot they like, we will help them to submit this EOI. This would including purchasing details, which is which lot you are buying and how much is it. Sometimes you can select 3 of them. And then if the lot is very popular, a lot of people are fighting, so you can select 3 of them and developer will allocate the one you will be getting. And then put down the agent name. This is buyer's information, including their first name, middle name, last name, email, phone number, and address. So you collect all this information, fill in. Sometimes there are 2 buyers. They will buy as a couple, or they can buy under a company name or trust name. So fill in these informations, and you will also need buyer's solicitor details. Because normally, land contract will be sending to their solicitor first, and then solicitor review the contract, and then make appointment with client to go through all these land contract terms. So we will need solicitor details to fill in this EOI form. Basically, company name, contact person, their phone number, the email they will be receiving the contract, and the firm address. And also, you will fill in the land price. Initial deposit, sometimes it's 1,000, sometimes 2,000. Different land developers has a different requirements on the deposit amount. Balance of deposit will be 10% of the land price, and payable 14 days from contract date. So balance will be purchase price minus the initial deposit. And if you want to leave a note to the developer, you can put in here. And a lot of time you can add clause, add some special conditions in there as well. As I mentioned last time, you can put a condition like subject to finance. And then buyer status, are they owner, occupier, buy for live, or are they investment purpose, buy to invest? Why they need this information? Some land developers, they would want their estate to be owner-occupied based. So the majority, they want to control them as owner-occupier instead of investors, because investors want to spend less money to generate a higher capital gain or rental income. So investors normally will build a cheaper house rather than a good quality, high price house. So if it's a owner-occupier mainly estate or neighborhood, normally the capital gain will be better because all the houses are nice, the whole street looks nice. So the capital gain is better than investors mainly estate. And then we would also want to know if they are a foreign buyer. Foreign buyer would need a FIRB permit. I think I've already introduced what is a FIRB, right? Does everyone know what is a FIRB? Cami, do you know what is FIRB? You are on mute. I can't hear you if you are answering. You are on mute, Cami. I'll ask Felix. Oh, okay, you're on now. Do you know what is FIRB? F-R-B?
I know, but not sure.
You're not sure? Okay. FIRB is Foreign Investment Review Board. So it's basically a permit for foreigners to buy properties in Australia. Yep. All right. Thanks for answering. Let's continue. And then you will basically need signature from the client and put a date and put your own name here to send to land developer. Most of the EOI forms looks like this. This one also got a credit card direct debit authority form, which means they will deduct the money from your account if you don't want to transfer yourself. But I highly recommend our client to transfer money instead of authorize someone else to deduct money automatically from your card. Because if this information leaked out, some scam might use this information to take your money. And there's also a surcharge. So we want our client to make transfer directly. Oh, sorry. So this is the EOI form you need to fill in. So fill in this EOI form and then pay the 1,000 deposit. This is the EOI deposit 1,000. Pay this initial deposit to the seller's solicitor's trust account, which shows here. And also reference the lot number and surname. And then screenshot. And then we will submit this EOI form along with client's ID together with the deposit screenshot sent to the land developer. And now, after we finish this, the lot we're helping our clients buying will be secured, will be taken off from the market, so no one else can buy it. But remember, this is the EOI stage. EOI stage is a non-binding stage. So 99% of the case, the EOI deposit is refundable. If after you receiving the contract and you say, I don't like the contract terms, I feel unsecure, I don't want to proceed anymore, or you change your mind, at EOI stage, you can withdraw at any time and your deposit will be refunded. But if you proceed, you will go to the building part. That was the land part. We submit the EOI to the land developer. There's also the building part. In the building part, we need to choose the specifications and upgrades. What is specifications? It just means what kind of tiles you want to choose, what kind of bench top, what kind of facade, how how high you want to build be, what kind of floor plan, basically how you want your house to look like after complete. So that's the specifications. Most of the case, the builder has already provided a standard spec, and we have all kinds of brochures at our office. If you are interested, you can come to the office, or there are some brochures saved in our Google Drive. You can go through and have a look what are the standard specs. And also, of course, you can make upgrades, like I want to upgrade my door size from 1 meter wide to 1.2 meter wide, or I want to upgrade my size of the tiles. You want to upgrade to from 450 times 450 to 600, anything like that. So that's the stage you want to confirm with the client. Do they want to make any upgrades? After we confirm the specs and the upgrades with the client, basically the building part contract will be finalized as well. So the next step will be issuing land contract and build contract to the client. I will show you guys what a contract looks like. So after as I said, after we submit the EOI to the land developer, and we will finalize the upgrades and the specs, we will receive land contract and build contract. This is an example of a land contract. It's about 228 pages. Most of the case, the land contract and build contract will be very complicated. We just need to be familiar with it, because land contract will have solicitor to read the contract to the client. It basically just tells you which lot you are buying and what's the size of your lot and where your lots are. There will be disclosure statements, who's the seller, who's the buyer, and it shows the site plan. The land contract will include all the lands they are selling, but you just need to know which lot you are buying. And sometimes it will also include the development approval, and also tells you what kind of house you can build. I'll just quickly go through a sample of land contract. If you are interested to go through one of the contract, let me know. I will send you an example so you can go through everything. But the major thing is double confirm our clients, the buyer's information are all correct. The buyer's solicitor information is correct. The lot number you are purchasing is correct. Just double check these key informations. And a lot of times the land estate will have a design guideline. So the design guideline will be looking like, this one might not have a design guideline. Oh, there is. Design guidelines will be included in the contract as well. The intention is to make the estate looks good. And then you will including what kind of house you can build. Like the setbacks, garage, roofs, all kinds of details. So this is a land contract looks like. So your solicitor will help you to go through the contract with the client, and they will needs to sign the land contract. Then they will also receive a build contract. Build contract is normally a standard HIA contract. It will be looking like this. Most of the build contract is HIA standard contract. It will also include the building drawings. The drawings will show what your house is gonna be look like. If anyone doesn't know how to read building drawings like this, I think we can set a seminar to kind of introduce how to read drawings. All right, so after EOI stage, client will receive those two contracts, and the contract mainly are signed by DocuSign. DocuSign is an online platform, so a client doesn't need to wet sign and then scan and then send it back. So now everything has been done online electronically, very convenient. Normally, Land contract will be issued after you paying the deposit within 2 to 3 business days. Build contract depends. If clients made a lot of changes or upgrades, then the build contract will take longer. But if nothing changes, we can probably issue the build contract within 48 hours. And then after the contract being signed by both parties, so client signed the contract and then sent back to the builder and land developer, they will countersign. After everyone signed the contract, then the contract has been effectively executed, and then client needs to pay deposit. So deposit normally, there are 2 parts for deposit. One part is land deposit paid to the land developer. The percentage is normally 10% of the land price. And then we also need to pay 5% to the builder as the building part deposit. Normally it's 5%. And your land deposit will be held in a trust account, lawyer's trust account, and no one can touch it until the land has settled, transferred to your name. Before that, the money will be stay in lawyer's trust account. So land developer cannot use your money to do their development. They have to prepare their own funds. Worst scenario, the land developer cannot settle the land, then the solicitor will return the money to your own account. And also, after you pay the deposit, there are a few terms that we should know and we should notify the client. First thing is cooling off. So cooling off period is normally 5 business days. After contract signed, within 5 business days, you can still regret. You can still withdraw from the contract without losing your 10% land deposit. But there will be a very small penalty, which is 0.25% of the land price if you withdraw after signing the contract, but within 5 business days. So after the cooling off period, if you want to cancel, you will be losing your 10% deposit. And also the developer can ask for any other damage that's been caused by you. And then after signing the contract, past the cooling off period, you cannot withdraw from the contract unless the sunset date has been reached. I've already explained what is sunset date. Felix, do you still remember what is a sunset date? No? Okay, sunset clause is a clause that you can withdraw from the contract. For example, land contract, the sunset date is normally 18 months. So within the 18 months, if you want to cancel the contract, you will be losing your deposit. But after 18 months, if the land developer still hasn't settled the land, and then you are saying, the client say, I've been waiting for 18 months. I need to move in the house ASAP. You still haven't completed yet, so I want to cancel the contract. Once the sunset date reached, and then you can cancel, you can get your money back. That's the sunset clause. Do you have any questions, Felix, on that clause? Now you know what is a sunset clause. All right, so after contract signed, step 7 will be variations. So what is a variation? If you make any changes or upgrades before signing the contracts, then that's called upgrades. There will be no cost. But after the contract has been issued, everyone signed, and then clients say, oh, sorry, I want to make some changes. I want to change the size of my door. I want to change the floor plan, or I want to change the ceiling height. Any change after contract signed, it will be a variation. And then variation normally costs admin fee. Normally it's 1,000 to 2,000 plus your variation cost. For example, if you want to raise your ceiling height from 2.5 meter to 2.7 meter, you probably will be looking at around 8,000. After variation, we will go into pre-land settlement stage. You will need to remind the client to prepare their finance. If the land is settled soon, if the land already settled, if the land already registered, means the land can settle anytime. So we need to remind our client to get their finance ready ASAP. But normally, if you are purchasing a, hello. Yeah, training session. Yeah, so finance approval. If the land is registered, then the land can be settled by any time. So if the client wants to buy a registered land, they better have finance approval already. If the land is not registered soon, so we need to remind our clients to get their finance approval 2 months ahead of time, because getting a loan approved normally takes 2 months. And then the step 9 will be land settlement. Prepare the money, prepare the cash and finance. The settlement process now normally done on Paxa. Paxa is an online platform we normally do our settlement now. So clients doesn't need to be in Australia. They can be anywhere to finish their settlement. After the land settlement, we go into construction period, which means your house will be starting to construct. After land settlement, the first thing the builder will do is to help you to get a building approval. Building approval is a permit issued by the council from the certifier, so you can start your construction. After we're getting the building approval, builder will go on site to commence their construction, and then when the house is complete, the builder will hand over your house to you. And this is the definition of building approval. Basically, it's a permit to let you start your construction. So these are the details of construction stage. After construction commences, the next stage will be base slab stage, which is pouring the foundation. And after that, builder will normally claim 10% of the contract price. And then after slab pour, there will be frame stage. It could be wooden, timber, or it could be steel frame. After you erect the frame, builder will claim frame stage progress claim, normally 15% of the contract price. After frame erected, there will be enclosed or lockup stage. external walls, roof, doors, and windows are complete, so the house can be locked up. And then the builder will claim the third progress claim. Normally it's 35% of the contract price. And then it will be fixing stage. Fixing stage is the internal fit out. And your plumbing works, your plastering, tiling, and painting. That will normally cost as 25%. That's the fourth progress claim from the builder. And then final stage is practical completion. Everything is finished, and they will claim their last progress claim. That's normally cost you 15% of the contract price. And after practical completion, the builder will organize an inspection to see if there's any defects. You can also organize your own inspector to inspect. Send the defect report to the builder and they will rectify. And then they will book a time to hand over the house to you. And that's the completion of our service. After that, we hand over the key to the client, and then you just maintain the relationship with the client. If you made a good service, it probably will refer more clients. It's already 40 minutes, so I think I will leave the buying process of apartment and townhouse to next week, because it's more simple. It's a more simple process. We can utilize probably 5 to 10 minutes in our next training session to talk about we're gonna use a actual example as well to explain the process of buying an apartment and townhouse. Any questions of the process of buying a house land package? Is it clear this time? Amy, do you have any questions of the process of buying a house land package?
I think now everything is okay.
Sorry?
Yeah, for now everything is fine. Everything okay.
Okay. And then later on, I think we will print out this page. So when you're explaining the process of buying a house land package, you can refer to this page and introduce to your clients. If there's no other questions, we will conclude today's training session, and I will see you guys next week. No questions? Feel free to leave the room.